I'm questioning the doctor whom you have sued in a medical malpractice case in a process known as a deposition. I ask him a simple question. Doctor, in preparation for coming here today to answer my questions, did you review any medical literature? What happens if he says, yes, I have? You want to know the answer? Come join me on this walk on this deserted island as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. If the doctor goes ahead and tells me, yes, I did review medical literature in preparation for coming here, you know what I can do? I can say, doctor, show me the medical literature that you reviewed. I am entitled to see exactly everything that he reviewed in order to prepare for questioning in this pretrial process known as a deposition. Lawyers also call it an examination before trial. It is a pretrial question and answer session that takes place typically in pre-COVID times in the attorney's office, in this conference room. In this case, it would be the defense lawyer's conference room. During COVID times, it now takes place on a Zoom video call. Okay, so here's the scenario. I am allowed to ask the doctor many, many questions, not just about his opinions, not just about what he did and didn't do. I'm allowed to ask him his motivation, what he's thinking, why he rendered certain medical care and treatment, conversations that he had, as well as many other questions. Among the questions that I want to ask the doctor during the course of this question and answer session is, hey doctor, in preparation for today's questioning, did you review the patient's medical record? Yes, I did. Did you review her hospital record where you saw her in the hospital? Yes, I did. In addition to those records, did you review anything else? No, I did not. Did you review this incident report that you prepared for the hospital? Yes, I did. Now, why would I ever ask the doctor if he reviewed any medical literature in preparation for the questioning? I'll tell you why. Because many times the doctor will try and do research to support his claim or his defense that he did nothing wrong. He's often looking for medical literature to support his position. Sometimes the doctor will not realize what he's just done, and he'll be like, well, I remember reading it a while ago. I don't remember exactly what article I read, but I know that there was stuff in support of our claim. Doctor, what exact research did you do? And did you do it on this website? Did you do it on this medical site? Did you need to have an account to get in? Was this publicly available? Where can I find this information? And now I'm going to try and get the doctor to identify exactly what it was that he claims he reviewed and exactly what literature he claims supports his position, because that will be critically important for me at a later time to go ahead and compare and contrast to whether or not what he's saying is actually true. Now, what happens if the doctor says, no, I did not review any medical literature? Okay, that ends that particular line of questioning, and now I move on to something else. If the doctor admits to having reviewed certain literature, and now I ask him, doctor, did you bring it with you? 99.9 times out of 100, the doctor is going to say, no, I didn't bring it with me. I don't remember exactly what the citation was. I don't remember exactly which month it was published, but I do remember reading it in this particular journal. Okay, so now, if the doctor has gone ahead and brought those documents with him, can I ask him, doctor, show me. Let me see the documents. Let me see the articles, the journal articles that you reviewed that you believe are in support of your particular position. Does he have to turn it over? Does he have to give it to me right then and there? Can I look at it and stop the deposition while I take the time to read it? The answer is yes, 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 and yes. I can ask him for it. And if he's got it, I'm entitled to see it. I'm entitled to read it. I'm entitled to look it over. And then I'm entitled to ask him many follow-up questions about what it was that he reviewed. Doctor, do you consider this article to be authoritative? Is this something that you relied on in treating my client, the patient? Is this something you were aware of before ever treating her? Doctor, I see on page 2 of this particular study, it says not to do these certain things. Do you see that? Yes. And would you agree in this particular instance that would apply here? Would you agree? No, I wouldn't. Why not, doc? Now I'm going to ask him why not. Why not, doctor? Remember, this is a deposition. This is not a trial. And some people may be horrified to think that I ask open-ended questions, allowing the doctor to go ahead and explain. During the course of a deposition, that's exactly what I want to do. I want the doctor to go ahead and explain, and other times I want him just to simply give me a straight yes or no answer. Doctor, tell me why you didn't do X, Y, and Z according to what you believe is an authoritative article. Well, in this instance, not every article is authoritative, and having said that, I don't necessarily agree with every single thing in every authoritative article. So what does that mean? It means the doctor has just hedged his bet. The doctor is trying to rely on a published article that appears in the medical literature to support his position, but then say, you know what? I don't always agree with everything that's in the article because there are some things that I may disagree with, and I will reserve my right to disagree with certain of those things. So what do I do in that instance? Well, once I've got the article and now I question him extensively on that article, I now move on to another topic. So why do I share this with you? I share this with you because this does come up, and in some instances, over the course of my career, more than 30 plus years, there have been two specific times that I recall distinctly, where I've been questioning a doctor during the course of a deposition, this pretrial question and answer session. And I have said to the doctor, hey doctor, did you review any medical literature in preparation for coming here today? And in two of these instances, the doctors have said, yes, I have. And doctor, did you bring those articles with you? Yes, I did. Excellent, doctor. May I see them, please? And now he turns it over. I then take a break, and we spend some time reviewing it. I spend some time reviewing it. And now we go back on the record, and I begin to ask him questions, detailed questions, about the substance of what's contained in those articles. There was one time, and this is really remarkable, I remember this from many, many years ago. I was questioning a doctor in a deposition at the defense lawyer's office. It was a very straightforward case. During the course of questioning this doctor whom we sued, my client sued, in this medical malpractice matter, I asked him that same question. Doctor, in preparation for today, did you do any medical literature review to determine if there were any cases or any literature that was in support of your claim and your defense? Yes, I did. And doctor, did you bring that with you? Yes, I did. You should have seen the look on the attorney's face. She had no clue that the doctor had brought these records, brought these literature articles, brought these medical journal articles with him. The look on her face was one of sheer terror. That bright-eyed, the deer in the headlights look. Her mouth dropped open and it's like, She didn't know what to do or say. That was remarkable. And yes, I did have an opportunity to question him about those articles. I did review them, and then we moved on from there. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight into what really happens in these medical malpractice cases, these accident cases, and even these wrongful death cases in New York. I realize you're likely watching this video because you wanted to see this beautiful deserted island here in the middle of the Caribbean. No, I realize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and not on this deserted island, and you still have not yet brought a lawsuit because you have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.